It is that time of the year. The Philadelphia Eagles are connected to multiple players throughout this free agency, but there's two people I want to bring up in particular that could be interesting. Now, I don't know if they're going to happen, but they could be interesting. So let's get into it.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today, I want to talk about two players that I keep seeing people bring our name up with and how they could possibly be targets for the Philadelphia Eagles this free agency. And also, I want to bring up some big news. Now, before we get into all that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 5K. We would love for you guys to join that ride. It's going to be a fun ride. So I'll say this before we get into, today's show and today's topic and everything. Quickly, I just want to let everybody know I will be a credentialed reporter for the NFL Scouting Combine next week. So I will be out there all week in Indianapolis, getting amazing content. I'm very, very excited. So definitely be locked in next week. We're going to be doing some exclusive stuff with our members. We're going to be doing some live stuff while I'm out there. It's going to be a crazy week, so I'm excited for it. If you guys in any way, I am just a starving artist. If you guys want to help in any type of way, I will have my CashApp below, my Venmo below, my PayPal below. No pressure, but I appreciate all you guys' support, and I'm excited to do this. So let's get into what I want to talk about today. And we'll start with one person that I don't think the Eagles will really have any interest in, but I have been seeing people bring this guy up, and that's going to be Robert Woods from Tennessee Titans. Let's go ahead and fire another one of their GMs, right? So the Eagles, obviously, once they got A.J. Brown for what we all believe is a steal, they went ahead and got rid of their GM. Well, Robert Woods, he put on his Twitter that he is now free. He's excited to be out of Tennessee. It feels like Tennessee just doesn't know how to utilize wide receivers. Kind of looks like a Baltimore situation. Baltimore wasn't able to get wide receivers to want to go out there for a while. But either way, Eagles have a need, I guess, or I think it's more of a desire. We want to upgrade the position at that wide receiver 3. And I think Robert Woods is a sure-handed guy. He's not an explosive guy. Obviously, he's past 30 now. It's not, we're not getting a guy in his prime. You're not getting a guy that's going to be, your number one wide receiver for the next 5 years. But you could get a very, very solid veteran in a Robert Woods. I think that it would be a very interesting, depending on the price. I think that's going to be the tagline that we put on all these free agents and tagline we put on this whole free agency, if we're being honest. Depending on the price, the Eagles might be interested. I mean, Robert Woods, if he came here for a year or two, maybe five mil per, something like that, maybe even just a year deal to kind of prove he can still be that guy. You're going out there with an A.J. Brown. You're going out there with a Devontae Smith, with a Dallas Goedert. Depending on who we bring back as our running back, you're going to have a good running game because it is head and shouldered by Jalen Hurts, right? So you're coming to an offense that will help you showcase your skills. For a guy like Robert Woods, who's probably looking for one more contract, maybe just to go out there and compete, I think we offer a little bit of everything. We're going to give you a little bit of money. You can prove your worth to other teams for maybe next year's offseason, and at the same time, you can come over here and compete. Maybe get you some trophies, right? Maybe get you a championship. Maybe you know what I'm saying? Put some stuff on that resume. So I think Robert Woods would be interesting, but again, it all depends on price. Everything depends on price. Now, the next one, I'm kind of surprised that Eagles fans are even really buying into this. There would be a lot that needs to happen for this to actually work or make any type of sense. But the Eagles are connected to Dalvin Cook. I think we're one of the top 5 teams that people are saying there's a chance that we could go out there and reach out for the Pro Bowl running back. Obviously, this isn't Madden. I don't want to be blunt. I don't want to be rude, but this isn't Madden. This is, look, we might be able to go out there, give him a 4th round pick, a 3rd round pick. The draft capital isn't what turns me off. It's that, I believe, $14 million cap hit that he has. If the Eagles don't want to pay Miles Sanders $7.2 million, I find it very hard to believe that Howie Roseman is going to foot the bill for a $14 million running back, and not just a $14 million running back. I think he's, 27, 28? I mean, for that, just keep Miles Sanders. And I will say this. I love Dalvin Cook. I think what he can be in the passing game, what he can be obviously in the run game, is going to be an upgrade from Miles Sanders. Do not get me wrong. But at the same time, do you really want to pay that much money when I just said that Jalen Hurts is really the premier of this running game? He really is the engine that makes this running game go. So I personally am not willing to give up $14 million and that third round pick. Now, if he wants to restructure, if he wants to get extended maybe a year or two and bring that cap hit down under or close to what Miles Sanders would have been getting, maybe we have a conversation. So it'll be interesting to see how that is handled. But I'll say this, and I'm not going to jump off a ledge, and I'm not going to act like I know for sure, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think the Eagles are going to, like I said, spend the draft capital and the money on a guy outside of the system. I think if you look at this draft class, I think that's more so the smart move for the Eagles. I think that they see that there is probably at least like 5 or 6 running backs in this draft that you can get through day 3 that could really suffice, could really do some damage behind this offensive line, and could definitely help the Philadelphia Eagles. I like Dalvin Cook, and I'll even throw Saquon Barkley's name in there because I know a lot of people are talking about him now that he's not going to possibly get tagged. You know, the Giants said that they don't want to tag him. They offered him, I think, $14 million, somewhere around there. He doesn't want that. We're not paying him anymore. Like I said earlier, it all depends on the price with these guys. Some of these guys are just priced out of our range. I just don't think it makes sense. But Robert Woods, people aren't talking enough about that. I think that would be very interesting to have him as a wide receiver number 3, kind of fill in for Zach Pascal. I think at the very, very worst, he's an upgrade over Zach Pascal, even if Quez Watkins, is finally able to kind of get everything together and make big plays this year. So that's kind of how I feel about those two guys. You guys let me know how you're feeling. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, all that good stuff. And shout out to everybody that has been joining the family over the past couple weeks, man. We've been definitely growing, and I really do appreciate it. But other than that, let me know what you think about Robert Woods, what you think about Dalvin Cook, and shoot, let's throw Saquon in there. Would you pay the money for Saquon? Let me know what you guys are thinking. Other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace.
Eagles fans everywhere. This is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man Saul Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, early time to do 'em in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.